You came over, made sure you ate, and then when you were finished, you expected me to take your plate.
Valentine's night, you came over, you ate. I made sure you ate. What's ate? In Nigeria, we call it ate. That's A-T-E. Okay? That's A-T-E. That means past tense of eti joma. I gave you food, you ate. And then you expected me to pack your plate. I'm pausing it because I don't want on TV to flag our video. Let's keep going.
In the Nigerian culture, you are supposed to take your mother-in-law's plate.
Yes.
In the Nigerian culture, you're supposed to take your mother-in-law's plates. These girls are, you gotta be effed up. Like, in what? Let's keep going.
If you know you want to marry my son, you are supposed to respect me.
Mom, if you know you want to marry my son, you are going to respect me. I told you. You think it's only men asking for respect? Men don't ask for anything unless women have subscribed to the idea. They just don't know until it's their son involved or their brother. Flip it on the end. Same thing. Men don't ask. No, women don't ask for anything unless men, they've also subscribed to it, until their daughter is involved. How many men do you know is telling their daughter, make sure you go to college and get all your education before you look at any man? If you have your education, you have everything. And then the man now, when the lady is like 37 and is looking for husband, the man is confused, acting like he's all confused and shit, like he wasn't there advising. Listen, any ideologies that you want to make it about gender, you are lying to yourselves. All of us subscribe to it at a society level. So you can see this woman is asking for respect. Even though from the small clip we're looking at, it's easy to take this out of context. From the small clip we're looking at, we don't know the full story. But we're going to judge these small clips though, okay? This small clip. Hello, Tonya. Good to see you, Tonya. On the other side, it's midnight here. Go and catch night. I know you catch everything. Civil rights bae Bola. Wala. She dated some bad boys, so it tracks. Okay, you talking about Mega Good, right? Alright. So it is what it is. She's had some history. I think she dated 50 Cent at some point too. But let's go back to anti-respect tradition. Let's keep going.
No! Leave me alone!
What's the problem?
Stop it!
Wait.
This woman is about to kill herself on behalf of OWN TV. Kilo Little. Why is it this deep? Respect from your daughter-in-law to be? What show is this? Oh, it's Family of Fiance. We used to watch this before we snip the cables. All right, let's keep going.
Mom, wait. Now.
No! Stop it! You have to respect me. I'm not your mate.
You have to respect me. I am not your mate.
You have to respect me.
He respects
You
you.
have to take my place.
Mom, listen.
Come on.
Listen to me.
Somebody said Mofeko Mo. Somebody is speaking Yoruba there. Is it the guy himself?
Listen to me.
The song said, listen to me. All right. Even me, I'm feeling. Hold on. I feel for that woman. Why is she yelling like that? Oh, God.
Don't want this.
Mom, listen. Mom, you just right now broke her heart.
She broke my heart.
This nigga said, Mom, you just right now broke her heart. This one don't know Nigerian mothers. Your mother broke your girl's heart? It's not even, trust me, it's not what you think. That sentence is pregnant. Olonyu, in so many ways. Omo.
No, leave me alone.
Any other day.
Leave me alone. Don't be a whip for a woman.
Leave me alone. Don't be a wimp. Don't be a wussy. Don't be a simp for a woman. Thank you, Jerry. Not to appreciate you. Lord.
Owó wà lọ́wọ́ mi, mo lówó.
Thank you, Natu. All right. Mario says, I know Miss Lola watches the show. I watched the full episode. Mama was throwing her weight around as per she can tell him not to marry. This should have been a whole show on here. Like this whole thing. I know. Come on, I don't know what to stand. Anyway, this woman right here, Nigerian mothers. Okay. There's multiple angles to it. I don't know. I might just take my time on this. But I've got those 8 tips I want to share with you guys. Don't worry, I'll throw it out at the end. You see, there are 3 angles to this. I'm looking at 3 characters, right? I'm looking at the Nigerian mother. Yeah, that's a thing. Yes, of course. That is a thing. Are you kidding me? And then we're looking at a son who has been culturally disconnected. You know, one of my biggest fear, which I am working actively against, is my sons being culturally disconnected. That's not a good thing either. Okay? Many of you are raising children in America, in London, in the West, and they're going to be culturally disconnected, potentially much more than even indigenous, I don't want to use that word. Let's just call them American kids. Okay, a lot of people have the misconception that American people are not cultured. You're wrong. Every time you say that, you're wrong 10,000 times over. You're wrong. There's no such thing as human beings in a settlement that don't have culture. If you haven't taken the time to learn and have some awareness to know that they have culture, that's on you. That's you. That's just you judging another group of people. Every group of people that created a settlement and they live together and they have culture. That's the definition of culture. Culture is not something you decide to have or not. You will have it by force, by fire. So there's no such thing as a group of people with no culture. Maybe you're trying to say they don't have your type of culture. We can say that. But that's problematic because there's a way you judge other groups of people when you think they don't have culture and you're always wrong. Okay? So because of misplaced cultural identity, a lot of us are going to raise children that are disconnected, are culturally disconnected, because at home they see Nigerian culture, in school they're just reading books, or they are seeing they're just confused, you know. So there's going to be some kind of disconnect. So when a child comes to his mother, a Nigerian son comes to his mother and he say, "Mom, you just broke our heart." It's not about those exact words, but something tells me that this man, he's culturally disconnected. Now, the young lady seems like she's American, right? You don't enter one chance. Where do I start from with that? Let me play a little bit more. Wait on. If you don't see the culture, it means it is so successful you are leaving it. Joke's on you. Yeah, you're the mumu, essentially. Respectfully. But let me go back to this.
He's not being a woman.
He's not being a woman.
Okay?
What did the Baba say? Baba said, I don't know if that's the father. He said, tell me if that's the father, those of you that watch the future. He said, feel like Jembaso, leave her alone, let me talk to her. You'll be embarrassing yourself. The Baba is seeing cameras, is seeing producers behind the scenes. It doesn't have to be cameras and producers. It could just be you're in church, you're in public. There are other factors. It could be rain, sunshine. What I'm talking about is reading a room. The Baba said, just relax. Okay?
Relax already. Just go.
The guy said, I don't understand. Why can't embarrass her? He said, I don't understand. You don't understand? This didn't fall out of the skies. If you are also culturally connected, you would have known before this day that it's a good chance that your mom is on the edge already. She might have been pretending for months, and now you brought her to a show and then she show her ass out. Anyway, let's keep going.
Nonsense.
And I agree.
It's nonsense. If you want to marry a Nigerian, you have to respect your elder.
If you want to marry a Nigerian, you have to respect what? Your elder. So what replaced men there? Men is no longer men, is elders. Respect. The same obsession with respect that has not been earned. Listen to what I'm saying. obsession with respect that has not been earned. Where is that coming from? Because in our culture, traditionally speaking, I'm talking about Yoruba culture now, when you see your elders, they have earned the respect because they have lived life. That is that culture. But when you move to another person's world, like you cut across oceans, small sense will tell you now that there's a good chance that when I cross this river Niger here, even if it's ordinary river Niger to Igbo land, there will be a slight change, right? In the way of life. That's what we call culture, by the way. In the way of life of people. So what does that do? It helps you manage your expectations. That's all. It doesn't mean you have to sell yourself out. It doesn't mean you have to sell out. It just means you have to be aware, right? So that you can know what you're working with.
Valentine's night, you came over, made sure you ate, and then when you were finished, you expected
On Valentine's night, we made sure you came. When you came over, we made sure you ate. When you were finished, we made sure we're playing out the full video now.
me to take your plate.
In the Nigerian culture, you are supposed to take your mother-in-law's plate.
Yes.
If you know you want to marry.
What did the girl say? She said, yes, ma. If you look at her, she looks confused, right? But maybe they were teaching her, like, in our culture, you have to move a certain way. You see, there are certain nuances in cultural ways of life that even if I teach you, you will still miss some pieces. Some of you that are married to Nigerians or married across the pond, you know exactly what I'm talking about. My own brother did not understand this until he was inside of it. We talked about it when he came here as a guest. There's just some things that you're not gonna know, and those things will trigger you negatively. It's just what it is, right? When you cross any dimension, either religion, race, age gaps, I have like 7 of them that I've shared with you guys here. There's nothing wrong with those doing things. It's not right and wrong. It's just being aware that when you cross those lines, your world, everything you've ever believed in, is going to shake up in a way that they can't really prepare you for it, right? The only thing you can do is stay calm, and I think that's what she was trying to do here. Let's keep going.
You don't have to.
You are supposed to respect me.
Mom,
What did she say? I think she's about to say, you don't have to yell at me. Wrong words.
No, leave me alone.
what's the problem?
Stop it.
Wait.
All right, so they filmed this like this. They made her look crazy. I guarantee you. That's what producers do. They make millions of dollars to make you look stupid. So let's first of all put that on the side. But your behavior, your reaction, what do I always say? There are actions you're responsible for, okay? Including this young lady staying calm like this, okay? You are responsible for them, so you can't really turn around and say they made you do anything. You did what you did, okay? Oh, I didn't know that producers can do that. Well, ignorance is not an excuse in real life.
Wait. Now.
No, stop it. You have to respect me. I'm not your mate. She has to respect me.
She respects you.
She has to respect me. You can see that young lady here. Like, okay, so I don't know what could she have said to her. Those of you that watched the show, you probably still saw cut-ups. Fine, okay. Bottom line is that you could be put in a position where you don't see it coming, right? When you cross lines. So I told you, my father tell me this story all the time. When you go to another street over there in our own village, I don't think it's more than 10,000 people there still today. Right? When you go, there's a street you go to, they tell you if you go to that street, they used to have ringworm. So if you go and marry somebody there, you will end up with a wife that has ringworm for the rest of their life. They have their own prejudice, but that's just prejudice, right? From a physical standpoint, some of them is mental. They might say they have mental issues. Or they might say, this one, they don't stay in husband's house. Oh, they say that a lot about Ogun State, Ijebu, and Egba people. On those states, they said, these ones, they have agidi, they have coconut head, right? So everybody have their own prejudice, right? Those prejudice, are they true? Let me just tell you like this. They're not absolute truth, of course, but there's no smoke without fire, right? It just means there's something people have seen some kind of pattern. It's probably inaccurate, like when it comes to those actual behaviors, but there's something to it. Okay. Anyway, so that was the mom's brother. Thank you, Marriott. That was the mom's brother. Okay. Uncle already told the son his concern was him breaking free from the control mom has over him. Oh, really? Mom has control over him. Okay. He also said he was a mama's boy. Mom and son understand their dynamic. Oh, do you think mama was using culture as a crutch? Would all Yoruba women behave the way she wants? So here's the thing. Of course, we're generalizing a little bit. I'm struggling not to generalize. Nigerian mothers? No, actually, I might even retract that. I'll tell you, mothers of boys, you have to watch their back. If you have boys and your mother, I know some of you are already telling yourself that will never be me.
Stop the cap.
We just wait and see, okay? Mothers of boys, okay? If it's not going to be you, okay? The thing is that I know you're not going to admit. I'm trying to look for a better way to tell you. Yeah, it's your territory and somebody is coming there and they're taking over your son's life. No, you're not going to admit. The way I just said it is like, no, of course, that's not me. Of course, I'm supposed to be married. No, you don't get it. You don't get it. It always comes from a blind spot. It comes with some form of crisis will happen. Like it happens in everybody's life, you know? And yeah, there's only so much you can take when it happens. And then you now wake up and say, Ola said it. I think just boys, mothers of boys, especially if you have all boys, if you have all boys or you have one boy among many girls, yeah, there's a good chance that you're going to behave like this. It might not show up exactly like this. You might not be yelling at top of your lungs. Maybe you're a silent treatment type. You will just block her out. You will just you didn't see it as the same thing. You're just like, I'm not gonna yell at the top of my lungs like that. And you won't yell at the top of your lungs. You will block her on WhatsApp. Because why? Because she stole your son away from you. No, you're not gonna admit to those same exact words I just used. But just it's effectively you're gonna find yourself at odds for a face before you figure it out and say, I think that thing has hunted me down. And inevitable, the curse has happened to you. So maybe you won't be yelling like auntie. Maybe you'll be the silent one. You're like, all right, I want you. You know, you might call it at that time. I'm just leaving them to their space to figure it out. Yeah, right. Anyway, it's going to show up in some form or the other. I think it's a human behavior. I think it's just a human behavior thing. It's part of the conflict that we end up with in every relationship. Your relationship with your daughter-in-law is a relationship. It's another relationship that you now have to intentionally manage. No. It's not going to be as simple as I just leave them to their space. No, it's not going to be that simple. We're human beings. You can't put us in a box. The devil will show up. Voila, I'm right here. It's too late before you realize it. So just what I always ask everybody to do is prepare for handling conflicts. Conflicts are inevitable, okay? So how you react to it will vary from people to people. It might not look exactly like that, but the cultural thing is a good crutch that people use. It's a very quick go-to, you know, tradition, but it's bullshit. You know, bottom line is that she didn't trust this young lady and she felt threatened by her presence for whatever reason. When you're caught up in your emotions, all types of logic will go out the window. You know, that logic you were preparing for 30 years, that it will never be you. It will go straight right out. It will be the first thing that will go out the window because something will tamper with your emotions. This is not producer's photo. This mommy is just crazy. If they show you the full video, these people get paid millions of dollars, not by mistake. Trust me, okay? I don't want to just say that. Remember, I already said your reaction is your responsibility. But this producer, they don't just get paid millions of dollars by mistake. Oh. Remember, they have competition. They must beat the competition and they must create drama, sometimes out of nowhere. Okay? No, MOP, this is craziness. My mom has 2 boys and this has never been the case. I think you said that before I fully explained it. No, your mom was not yelling at the top of her lungs the way, yeah, but if you ask her very well, something happened somewhere, you know. I'm surprised you are making excuses for this crazy woman here. Trust me. Everything you just heard so far is excuses. Trust me. Just keep listening, Jim. Keep listening. This is not normal. This is not cultural. Nothing. The lady did warrant that display of madness. No, I'm not. Everything I said did not negate that she's crazy. You know. But what I'm telling you is that on TV, they don't stay in business by mistake. Okay. In fact, they almost filed bankruptcy a couple of times. They haven't stayed in business by mistake. They know what they're doing. Okay? So that doesn't mean excuse for her because you're still responsible for your reactions. I think I said that very clearly. What if they have a loving man at home? I'm not sure what you're describing is normal. A loving man at home. What do you mean by that? Like the madam is collecting strong bull at home. I could follow. Just know that every relationship, here's all I'm telling you, okay? Every relationship, of course, most especially romantic relationship, every relationship, there will be friction. If that relationship is worth anything, friction will be created from somewhere, usually from some kind of blind spot. You will react in a way that you're not necessarily proud of by the time everything pans out. But the best thing you can do is keep calm when it's happening, because you're probably going, if you don't do that, you're going to regret your reactions after the fact. And there's always an enemy around the corner that's looking to destroy. Sometimes it's a producer and cameras that they're about to make millions of dollars off of your drama. Sometimes it's just one weirdo who is a jealous, envy person and they can't wait to see you at odds with your child. You've always been proud of your son and now they're happy to see that you finally hate your son like we wanted it to be. Some people are always hanging around the corner like that. You guys always remind me of that. How this world is just a terrible place and people are always looking for a way to get you, right? These are some of the things that creates it. So no excuses for the lady. It is what it is. I'm just telling you that this dynamic here, you don't get to point fingers on this lady. It can happen to anybody. Okay? There are 3 characters involved. All 3 characters, there's 1 or 2 ways that they could have improved their own behavior to not make it escalate so fast. But sometimes the best teacher is experience. You know, here's the flip side of it. I can tell you that that young lady is evil. She should have picked up the plate. Maybe. It's a maybe, okay? But maybe she was caught up in her emotions and she's already feeling like this woman has been entitled. Today, I'm not going to pick up this plate. To hell with her. Maybe she also, maybe. We don't have the full story, right? I'm just saying the maybes. The young man trying to show, maybe he knows his mother very well. But that's not the way to get your mother. I've been in his position before where I'm like, this woman, my mother, right? But that's not going to work. What's always going to work is control your own emotions. That's your closest. Okay? You as an individual, regardless of which one of the characters you are, control your own, have some emotional self-control. That's your closest to not creating drama. Does that mean people will still now act mad around you? I promise you it will be so much more less than it could, could be a lot better than it could be. I mean, so much, it could be worse, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? But at least you know you didn't lose yourself in the middle of trying to control another person, because we know that really doesn't work very well. Controlling another adult. Sometimes another adult is your own son. Sometimes it's your mother. Sometimes it's a cousin. Sometimes it's a sibling. Just have some emotional self-control. Right? And this is your closest to the best of scenarios. Okay? Let's see here. What if they have a loving mom? Okay, we already covered that. Yeah, it doesn't count. If you are engaged emotionally with your son, then the devil can potentially tamper with it. It's just a blind spot. You know what I'm saying? If you don't care about the person at all, it's when you should not expect conflict. If you're in a relationship with the person you don't care at all about, which is almost impossible, that's when you should think that there's no such thing as conflict. But if you care about them at all, even small like this, then that is vulnerability for the devil to creep in through, and you have to always watch out for that. That's all. Does the same apply to dads and daughters? Yes, in a twisted, weird, different way, but the same thing at its core. Yes. So generally speaking, men in society, they tend to have a certain way that they move, but yes, they can lose their cool too. But this mother-in-law thing is not exactly the same. It plays out a little bit different. The mother-in-law, monster-in-law thing is a real thing, and you have to prepare yourself for conflict handling skills. Not telling yourself it will never be you, okay? The closest to it will never be you is learning some conflict handling skills, which part of it is, again, emotional self-control, because people will test you. The people that will test you, they're not coming out of the streets come and test you. They are people that are the closest to you, people you are in a relationship with. You get it? No? Am I still speaking gibberish?
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
No, don't forget about it. Let's keep talking about it. The mama has love and affection and is not seeking to fill that void with their son's attention. That's what I mean. Oh, like a void? No, not necessarily. I know what you mean, but not necessarily. I think it's more so of it's a threat. It's a threat to what she's familiar with. Right? She's more familiar with her relationship with her son in a certain way. Anything that presents as a threat, directly or indirectly towards that, will trigger the emotions. That's more so of what it is, you know. So no matter how much you are bullying your wife, when she go and do, what do you guys call it? What do you guys call when they go to their son's house to go and take care of children? What's the thing? No, Auntie Big talked to me the other time. What's the word? When you go and live with your son's wife or something like that. When that happens, and even if they come around for holidays, you know, the people will just make you feel some type of way. The key word phrase is some type of way. You can't even pinpoint exactly why you're pissed off. It's never happened to you before. I know you're perfect. It doesn't happen to you. I know. Jim Beyond Beauty says, no matter the camera and the producer, her behavior is who she is. The producers didn't tell her to yell like that. Yeah, but you should still be aware of the devil always looking for who to devour. That factor is real. Remember I said it's not about producers or camera. Just that weather, rain, sunshine, things happening around you, those are all influences. And you should know that they do influence you. They affect you. Some people, when they see people around, there's a way they behave. When people are not around, there's a way they behave. Some people, when they're in a party scene, there's a way that they behave. Some people, you know, when everything is too quiet in the house, there's a way that they behave. Your surroundings is absolutely an influence on your behavior to a large extent, as a matter of fact. So it's not really about the producer and the camera. It's just the lesson still goes to her. She needs to be aware of how she responds and reacts. That lesson goes to all of us. It's easy to call her crazy, but that lesson goes to all of us. A Nigerian mother-in-law can put you through trauma and will still justify the bullshit. Temi, where have you been? How have you been, Temi? Good to see you, Temi. Omugo. That's what I was trying to say. Omugo. That thing is what I was trying to say. Beyonce, she told the son, I can fight you about this marriage, but I am not. She's patting herself on the back for not being worse. So to us, she's actually trying to have some self-control. Let's see. The mom should go and look for someone to rub her back at night and stop fighting a lost battle. Oh, it's too late. Owolomi, that's Yoruba. I think Igbo people call it Omugo, right? Omugo, yep. All right, so let me see. Is that it? I think that was it, right?
I have to take my place.
Mom, listen.
Come on,
Hold on.
listen to me.
Listen to me.
I don't want this.
Mom, listen. Mom, you just right now broke her heart.
She broke my heart.
Mom, you just right now broke her heart. That got me right there.
Dude, leave me alone.
What did she say? She did what a typical woman would do. Now, this one is a woman factor. Yes, I'm saying with my full chest. She break my heart too. She made me do it.
Any other day.
Leave me alone. Don't be a whip for a woman.
I'm not being.
Leave me alone. Don't be a wimp for a woman. Oh, you always thought it was only men that call men simp. No, actually what I found is that a lot of women call men simp, softy, all kind of stuff. And women are not attracted to soft men. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. Women are not attracted to Mr. Nice Guys. What do you mean? I want a Mr. Kind guy. Okay, oh, if you say so. I believe you.
Abba, you lie. Sabi lie.
Okay, it's not literally, okay? But bottom line is that good people are boring people, okay? That doesn't mean you shouldn't be good. Just manage your expectations around your righteousness. That's all it really means. If somebody wants spice and they think you're boring, don't be there judging them, okay? Now, for me to over-explain that, I will need specifics, but it is true that mystery, not misery, mystery is spicy, and curiosity kills the cat, and it keeps the world moving around, and people, all of us, okay, but especially women. Yes, women will call you a wimp if you're a softie and you happen to be their son. They will tell you, be a man. Women, especially Nigerian women, will tell you to be a man. Facts, not a myth. It is true. Okay, all right, let me see here.
He's
My
not being
ambassador,
a wimp.
Philip ambassador.
Auntie say he's not being a wimp.
Okay? The wife, I come my ambassador.
Wait. I
don't understand what's
And
going
then
on.
just go.
Nonsense.
And I
She said nonsense. All right. So me, as a matter of fact, I don't try to correct 70-something-year-old woman or man. Good luck. Be my guest if you want to do that. I generally don't do that. Okay. The older you get, the more likely, the higher the likelihood I will not correct you, because I believe you're an adult and you can face your consequences with your full chest. Okay. But that young man, there's a lot he can learn. Okay, there's a lot he can learn just from the little bit I've seen. Again, I could be taken out of context because I didn't watch the whole show. First of all, you don't ask your mother permission to be with your girl. He created this, single-handedly created all of this. That's not to say that the woman is not wrong. It's to tell you that this is not about right and wrong, as always. That woman is exactly who she is. She's been that way. He's been on the receiving end of that woman behaving that way all his life. So he's not going to pretend like he's never seen his mother that way. But what he just did, in fact, precisely by the statement that he made, that he just broke her heart. In fact, she just put the girl in more harm's way. You just put the girl in even more harm's way, so to say. Now you're making her even more of an enemy. You don't go and ask your mother permission to be with your girl. It's a no. Okay? There's a difference between asking for blessing and asking for permission. Okay? A man needs to know that. I'm asking for your blessing, Mom. It's different from I'm asking for your permission. This whole picture paints, I'm gonna need my mom to kind of agree to me being with you. Nigga, go back to your mom. Go back home until you are ready to be a man. And you can see the uncle, according to Mario, that's the uncle. He's kind of feeling sorry for him. Like, this one, you don't know anything yet. You're going to embarrass. What did he say? He said you're going to embarrass yourself more. Why are you yelling to her that she broke your girl's heart? You broke your girl's heart. That girl is confused because she's probably trying to say you're a wimp. No, I'm talking about his girlfriend, his fiancée to be, whatever that is. She's either trying to say you're a wimp or she's just confused. That's what you guys, that's the major factor that you're looking at. Nothing else really matters. Women don't choose to follow us. They simply follow you. If you're a wimp, they follow you. If you show them that you can't make your own decision, they will help you make. Women will help you make your decisions for you. When I say women, I say including your mother. If you cannot make your own decisions, your mother will attempt to help you make the decision. What do you do when you're a weak man? You turn around, you call her masculine, and again, you're pointing fingers. You call her masculine. No, she's trying to help you. Something has to fill that gap. That masculine energy, if it's void, something has to protect the rest of us, because clearly you can't. And then when you're responding to crisis, the first thing you think to go and say to your mother is that she broke her heart. No now. No now. Tell me you're a weak man without telling me you're a weak man. With all due respect to the young man, a lot of men actually move that way when they're younger, until they learn better. You know? So it's that's what I see there. So he's been doing it for a long time. That woman, that Iya came there to help him make a decision to not be with a disrespectful, whatever she thinks in her head that girl is. That's what she came there to do. Maybe I can finally get him to see the light. The only people that mothers help like that are men that have also moved that way for a long time. Doesn't mean you're not book smart, but you tend to ask mommy, what do you think about this? Mommy, what do you think about the girl? For a long time, I've always known this. I've also always known that even some of my older cousins, they have a tendency where they're in less than 30 to ask these questions about a girl they're dating. What do you think? And I'm always like, what do you mean, what do I think? What do you think? You're not sure of yourself? That's not a manly behavior. If you're not sure of yourself, don't do it. What do I think? I'm not going to be with her. You're going to be with her. What do you think? And they're like, oh, but that's my mother though. Like, that's the problem. Okay? You need to be sure of what you want. When you come there, you ask for their blessings. If they have any, doesn't mean they can't have a pushback, maybe because of where they come from or some kind of stereotypical nonsense. Then that's your job to still sell her, because you're convinced, you're sure of yourself as a man, what you want. Say, no, mom, but trust me, she's a good girl. When you say that alone, it will put her at ease. If she's a normal woman, it will put her at some level of ease. He will at least know that she's made up his mind. He's made up his mind, and that gives me some level of confidence. Women don't choose to follow or not follow. They follow regardless. If you are leading like a wimp, they will call you a wimp. Yeah, let me see. She sounds like she's lacking a lot of love and competing for her son's love and attention. Mother-in-law is jealous of daughter-in-law. Yeah, that's more of the symptom. It's the way he's showing up. Okay, it's the way he's showing up. Ultimately, if I have to blame it on any one thing, that's the one thing right there. You know, but two things can be true at the same time. You know. That girl represents a level of threat to whatever she's more familiar with regards to her relationship with her son, right? But that's only possible because the son is not showing up properly. And we saw evidence of that. I just showed you. He literally said, you just broke her heart, thinking he's doing his girl a favor. I'm not sure what he thinks he's doing, actually. Let me take that back. I'm not sure what he thought he was doing by saying that. And what's that supposed to do? Get the mother to calm down suddenly? No, it's going to get her more infuriated. Like, are you kidding me, you whip? It made sense to me that she responded that way. Is she right or wrong? She's still wrong. But it made sense to me that she responded that way. Like, Omotanie, whose son are you again? She will even start questioning. I said, where did that go wrong? Nigerian woman tell, where did that go wrong with this child? Yo? Basically, she's saying she doesn't feel safe with you being a man. That's what she's saying. She's not using it in words. But that everything you're seeing right there is that she felt threatened. But that's her behavior. Yes, anytime she feels threatened, it could be by a friend, by some friend she thought was jealous, or her husband's side chick. Yes, you're right. That's how she responds. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, this particular scenario, that man is responsible for changing that. Good luck to the people marrying into these families. It will show up in another form. It will show up for you, everybody. Okay, maybe not in this way. Maybe your mother-in-law will not yell at the top of her lungs this way. It might be worse. The worst treatment you can give a person is silent treatment. Did you know that? Oh, this one is an epidemic. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Silent treatment. It's the worst. At least you know what you're dealing with when she's yelling. It's not good though. I'm just telling you, at least you know what you're dealing with. Right? Mommy's boy. They both knelt down and begged that Mama, Omo, I shock. No apology to the bride's family. Yeah. Most apologies are terrible. They are destructive. You know, but the issues are never addressed. Because most people that are apologizing, they are trying to push the issue. They haven't taken the time, or they don't have the people to show them what the actual issue is. So now you are kneeling down. So the man knelt down in front of the mother. Well, it's your mother. It's okay to know it's not okay. You're making her feel even unsafer. Now she feels like, by the way, your mother also, she needs to feel safe with you as a man. Gentlemen, yes. That way she can go and rest. Yeah. Oh yes, it gets worse if she doesn't have husband or she's not receiving bula at home. I think that's the point Marriott was trying to get me to say. But yes, that's also a thing. Your explanation of the concept of women helping men making decisions has always stuck with me. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but that's what it is. I don't think it's something they decide to do. If they don't feel safe, they will attempt to create the security themselves, and that's not a good look. It's not a good look. When women have to start to create the security in our context, no, it's not. It's out of order. It's not supposed to be that way. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, I think we got some more stuff. Let's see. I'm actually having fun with this session. That's awesome. All right, let me play this one for you guys. Listen.